Let's improve our agent based on what we have already built so far. In this lesson, we are going to use the knowledge that we've built in the previous lesson and improve it using even more dynamic knowledge. We are going to call our language tutor agent for a specific use case of running a spaced repetition practice. And for this, we are going to call our agent using a custom initial prompt. But before we jump into our spaced repetition command, let's first take a look at our agent to see a quick recap of how the information that we've put together in the previous lesson is going to be used inside this agent. Here in the agent configuration, you will remember that we are specifying the current vocab that we are learning in this specific language. Here, this is a search node, and all of these words are now going to be used as knowledge for the process of learning this language. And here you will also see we have a previous vocab search, because any word that we are already comfortable with and we mark as done is going to move from the current vocab search to the previous vocab one. So for example, let's say I'm already super familiar with the word familia, so I'm going to move this to the previous vocab because I have already mastered this word, so I do not need to practice this anymore. So I can add other words here, such as madre and padre, considering that I have already learned them and I do not need to practice them anymore. So using this structure, we are now going to introduce the spaced repetition command, which is going to use this list of words to help us go through a spaced repetition practice. Now let's move into the configuration for this spaced repetition command, where we will be using a custom initial prompt to call the same agent for a specific use case. So let's open this and you will see our familiar start AI chat command. And here we are using this agent, the language tutor. And inside this command, we are specifying an initial prompt. And what this means is that instead of starting to chat with our agent from scratch, we are already providing some instructions for our agent. And in this case, we are asking for a spaced repetition practice based on the vocab list that is inside the agent. So you can see we don't need to specify the list over here because this is already a part of the knowledge of the agent itself. And here we are simply asking for 3 random words from the list so that I can translate them from English to Italian. And here we are emphasizing that we shouldn't see the words in the target language, only in the original one, so that we are actually practicing. And another information that we are passing over in this command is a custom chat greeting. And if we open up the agent itself, you will see that inside each agent, you can configure a greeting for that agent. And here we have this simple greeting asking, what would you like to learn more about today? So if we close this and come back to our start AI chat command, here we are overwriting that initial greeting by specifying that here are some words for your spaced repetition practice, because this is a custom command running this agent which has a specific use case. So this is the spaced repetition command. It's super simple, and when we run this, you will see that it's going to use that list of words and it's going to generate a spaced repetition practice for us. So here you can see we are using the family members vocabulary group because that's all we have inside our agent for now. And after these instructions where AI specifies what it's going to do, here we find our practice of translating these English words into Italian. So I'm going to give this a try to test our agent and move on with our experiment. So uncle is zio, female cousin, I think it's prima, let's say, and brother is fratello. So let's run this. Let's see if we get this right. And here we get the first one right. Then prima is not correct. It's actually cugina, and fratello is correct. So, okay, I did not manage all of them, but this is why we're here. And from here, we can move on to 3 more words, or we can review one of these even further. So I'm going to ask for more words. So give me more words. So let's keep practicing here. Grandmother, let's see, I think it's abuela. Male cousin, now I know it's cucino, and aunt is zia. So let's check again. Here AI is reviewing our answers. The first one is wrong, so we've confused this for Spanish, and the second and third ones are correct. Okay, all good. So I'm showing this because now we have demonstrated this spaced repetition practice and how this works. And this brings us to the next step of this lesson, which is to continue with our self-improvement functionality to enhance our dynamic memory. And for this, we are going to use this next command called evaluate mistakes. Now you are already familiar with these commands inside an agent, so let's take a look at what this evaluate mistake is going to do. We are again using an ask AI command, and we are again sending over the entire chat window for this command. And here we are asking AI to analyze our interaction and generate a list of common mistakes that I have made in this conversation. And we are also sending over our existing mistakes list, which is now empty, but just to emphasize that AI should not extract any mistake that's already in this list. And we are again specifying the format, but this time it's super simple. It's just a description with the common mistake super tag at the end of the node. And this is it. This is the prompt that we are going to use. And again, this knowledge about the common mistakes is going to be used and fed back into our language tutor agent. So this is again going to enhance our agent with even more dynamic memory. So let's run this and see what we get. And here I'm going to again scroll down so that we can see the common mistakes appearing here in the search node that we have put together. And this is the super tag that we are going to be using for these common mistakes, which is the new super tag we are introducing in this lesson. So let's run our command and see what mistakes AI will identify based on our chat interaction. So we're running the command. They should appear on the left here. And here AI identified these 2 mistakes of substituting Spanish words for Italian equivalents, which did happen, and relying on false cognates or look-alike Italian words that carry different meanings. Now that we have this initial list of common mistakes that we made during the practice, let's add this knowledge into our agent so that we can close this loop of the self-improvement functionality. So we will add this list of common mistakes as a search here in our agent so that this agent knows what are the common mistakes that we are making during this practice of a new language. So here we are going to add a list of common mistakes that I have made in the past while learning. And here I'm going to mention Italian because this is the language we are choosing. And when you see this in your agent, this will be configured to the specific language that you chose. So I'm going to create a search here using the command line to find nodes with the tag called common mistake as a list. And here now we have this common mistakes list. And this means that anytime that we run our evaluate mistakes command, this common mistakes list is going to be updated inside our agent. And this is going to improve the quality of our agent by providing personalized knowledge about our common mistakes when learning this specific language. So this wraps up this lesson 3, where we have used the previous knowledge that we had fed into this agent to create a custom initial prompt where we are calling this agent for a specific use case of running this spaced repetition practice. And then we improved our agent even further with more dynamic knowledge and this self-improvement functionality. And if we move back to our V6 agent framework, this lesson was a consolidation of V3 and V4 of using commands inside agents and configuring this self-improvement of our agent using dynamic memory. In the next lesson, we will be using voice processing to make this interaction with our language learning agent even more interesting. Hey there, I hope you are enjoying and learning a lot from these lessons. And if you are, I would like to invite you to check out the interactive learning kit that accompanies this course. By purchasing this, you're not only supporting my work, you're also getting access to the interactive Tana workspace that you see in these videos with the commands, configurations, lesson material, and some extra benefits to help you learn faster and have a premium experience using Tana Commands. So check it out and learn more using the link in the description below or by scanning the QR code that you can see in your screen. Good learning, and I'll see you in the next lesson.